What's up, Warriors? Coming at you a little late today, but your boy was having so much fun with all of our MVP brethren and sisters. So we got to go and, of course, do the flag placement over at the Boulder City Veterans Memorial Cemetery. So that was absolutely amazing. Really good turnout. Don't mind me while I set everything up since I'm running a little behind today. So thank you for being patient with me. So we got to place the flags for our brothers and sisters. Super, super cool. And afterward, if you didn't see the video, I also picked up the keys to my new place. So we can talk more about that later. But right now, we're going to get into Warrior Flow. And I wanted to welcome all of you in. My name is Leland. I am the president and founder of Warriors for Life America. And I'm also the executive director for Trauma Recovery Yoga. And this form, this method of yoga that you're about to practice is trauma informed. And it's a creation of my own, but it comes from Trauma Recovery Yoga and from Joyce and Darwin Bozen, and also psychologist Dr. Nicole Anders up at the VA. So this form has helped me tremendously, being a combat veteran and also dealing with a lot of physical injuries. For some of you that do know my story, I'm recovering quadriplegic at age 20. That's what put me out of the military. And now, just about a year ago, finally getting back on my feet, being able to walk again after the last injury. So yoga has helped me heal both mentally and physically, and I hope you enjoy this form. So you'll notice some differences as we move forward. And one of the differences is we don't play any music. I know we've got the wind chimes going right now because of the wind today, so it's kind of a nice setting out here. But I will not be walking around. Of course, we're on video, but even in the live classes, we stay right up front. I will model the entire class for you. So as we're moving along, if I call something out that maybe you're not familiar with, just look at your screen and you'll know exactly where we're going, okay? Biggest part is choice. As we're moving along, please express your choice. If you sit and breathe, if you lay back and breathe, you are practicing yoga. Yoga is 95% breath work. It really is. And breath is presence. So that's what this is all about, is putting ourselves into this moment and allowing ourselves to kind of check out from the outer world, outside needs, find out what we need for ourselves, okay? So before we get going, big hello to my MVP family, also to Lena, Jessica, Michelle, and Casey. Thank you. That meal afterwards and fellowship was amazing. So love you guys. Love all of our brothers and sisters. Remember the fallen. And today, in honor of Jacob Sportsman and Lawrence Holgate, they are our focus, or my focus, and Joyce, the co-founder of Trauma Recovery Yoga, that's her son. So he was a Navy veteran, and my father is an Army veteran, and both are no longer with us, but they are our reasons for why we do this work and why we carry this work forward. So today they get to practice with us on our mat, and allow yourself to just be where you are. Again, if you sit and breathe the entire time, you are practicing yoga. All right. So we're going to start in our seated position, whatever that looks like for you. It can be cross-legged. It can be straight-legged. You can be sitting on your knees like I was. So whatever you like, find that spot. Let your hands just rest onto your knees. Find your sitting bones. Settle into your mat and just let your chin fall to your chest. And for a moment, just capture 4 different patterns or 4 different colors. Maybe 4 different shapes. Could be your skin in contrast to your mat. Maybe your mat in contrast to the floor. Maybe the patterns on the floor. Anything to bring yourself further into this moment. As we're looking down, we're also sending the signal to our brain, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. Start to notice in the body, being mindful, just a fancy word for noticing. Notice where you might be holding or tense, where the breath may be restricted. And come from a place of curiosity. No need to try to change it, just notice it. Knowing where we are allows us to know where we want to go. Now pull your belly button in towards your spine and really engage the lower intrinsic muscles by restricting the flow of urine. Pull everything in and up. Keep it engaged. You'll start to feel that center of your being, that internal core temperature heat up. This is your internal furnace. This also helps pull all that mind chatter down away from the brain where it can be burned up and used for fuel. Keep pulling everything in and up. Keep everything engaged. Notice that power build. And notice that that power comes from you. And release. And now filling from the bottom all the way to the top with this 3-part breath. Take a big inhale, big belly, into your chest, into the back of your eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. Inhale, big belly, into your chest, washing around behind the eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. One more inhale, big belly, into your chest, into the back of your eyes. Exhale through your chest. Press your belly button into your spine. And now come back to your normal breath. Notice the body from your forehead, your jaw release, shoulders away from your ears. Your hands just gently lying on your knee. On your next inhale, take your right ear to your right shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, left ear, left shoulder, chin to your chest. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Continue to roll around and link your breath to your motion. Remember to move at your own pace. This is your mat, your yoga, your rule. That popping and cracking is just nitrogen leaving the joints. That old stagnant energy being cleaned out. Let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself a moment of pause here. Let any dizziness subside. That's completely normal. On your next inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Head rolls back. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Chin to your chest. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Continue to roll around. Again, link your breath to your motion. Find that rhythm between your breath and the movement. You may notice it's a little different on this side. That's completely normal as well. So allow that old stagnant energy to clean its way out, making way for the new. Let your chin fall to your chest. Give yourself a moment of pause. And slowly start to blink your eyes open. You can lift your gaze. And now also pull your heels in towards your hips, or just move your legs over toward the side so you can roll over onto all fours. Hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Your right foot goes to the back of your mat. Cross your right foot up and over just outside of the left side of your mat. Your shoulders stay over your wrist as you inhale. Let your chest move forward slightly. As you exhale, look over your left shoulder. You'll get that stretch into the right side body as you inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look a little further. Work on keeping your hips nice and square, so that way with every breath you fill up and you look a little further. Feel that stretch. Just another breath. Now look down toward your hands. Bring your right knee back up and over. And don't want you walking in circles, so let's do that other side. Left leg goes back, cross it up and over to the right, just outside of your mat. Hips square. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look over your right shoulder. You'll feel that stretch in the left side body. If you're lucky, you might even get a pop like I just did. That was amazing. Continue to breathe. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, look a little further. And one more breath. Look down to your hands, or left knee comes back up and over. I can't left and right today, don't mind me. Tuck your toes and press back to your first downward dog. For those that don't know downward dog very well, start from your plank without moving your hands or feet. Just press your hips up toward the sky. Hands about shoulder width apart, feet about hip width apart. You can bend at your knees to take your hamstrings out of the game so you can focus on a long, straight, flat back. It's all about decompression of the spine. Let your head relax, your neck just relax. You can shake your head yes and no. While we're here, we like to rock the two most powerful words in the universe. I am. Whatever follows is what you become. So what is that for you today? I am amazing. I am happy. I am a warrior. As you inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Again, send the signal to your brain. All is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. And now we're going to move through some sun salutations, and these are meant to burn up that excess energy that we all carry in through our body. So remember your choice. Do as much or as little as you want. If you lay or sit down and breathe, you are practicing yoga. I promise you, you will still get the effect of these self-regulation techniques that you're going to continually hear me call out. So again, go fast or slow. It's your mat, your yoga, your rules. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here again. I am strong. I am confident. I am powerful. Rediscover your breath. All about the deep inhale and the emptying exhale. Inhale, heels up, look forward, walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Breathe in, arms overhead. Breathe out, swan dive forward. Fill up, halfway lift. And release, hands to the mat. Step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am loyal. I am generous. I am fun. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, full. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And now as you inhale, sit yourself back and down. Look past your knees. See if you can see your toes. You can even wiggle your toes, which helps put all the weight in toward your heels. Feet, knees, and thighs press together. Tailbone tucks. Belly button into your spine. Arms up overhead. And look past your thumbs. As we look up, we clear the fog off of the mind, giving a little clarity to the situation. Maybe you press your belly button in towards your spine. Maybe you sit down just a little lower. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am a little sweaty. I am playful. I am brilliant. As you inhale, right leg up to the sky. Let your knee bend and your heel fall over toward the left. You can look under your left shoulder for a little stability. You'll also get a view of a dirty foot. You can lift your right knee up and toward the air. Lifting it helps to increase that hip stretch. That's what we're looking for right now. To inhale, straighten up your right leg. Exhale, swing your right foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale, up to warrior one. So your back leg stays straight and strong. Bring your hips to the front of your mat. Left hip forward, right hip back. Arms up. Sink in toward your front thigh. You'll feel that stretch through the back of the calf. moving up in toward the hamstring, taking care of some of the biggest muscle groups here in the hip area. The hips are where we hold our past, all that regret, all the depression. It's important to open up these areas and let that go. Maybe you place your hands together, look up, maybe you sink a little deeper. Now as you exhale, back knee comes down. Bring your hands down to your mat. You can keep your back toe tucked or top of your foot, completely up to you. As you inhale, reach your arms overhead. As you exhale, dip your hips forward. Inhale, reach up. And this is where we're going to stay here for just a moment as we practice some visualization. I'm going to give you a balloon. I want you to picture that balloon in between your hands, the size of it, the color, the texture. Now I'm going to give you a marker. I want you to write down everything in your life that you want to let go of. All the things that no longer serve you. Maybe you don't have any words for it. Maybe it's a feeling. So you associate a number or a color and just write it all over that balloon. As you inhale, feel it lifting. As you exhale, separate your arms and watch as it sails away. Smaller and smaller. Taken by the universe to be recycled into something new. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. As you inhale, right leg moves back. Lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am prosperous. I am wealthy. I am blessed. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. And now as you breathe in, sit back and down once again. Everybody's favorite chair pose, knees together, belly button in toward your spine, arms up overhead. Maybe you sink down a little lower. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. We'll take that pressure out of the neck. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams here once again. I am enough. I am healing. I am letting go. As you inhale, left leg up to the sky. Bend your knee. Let your heel fall over to the right. You can look under your right shoulder here for a little stability. You'll get a view of a matching dirty foot. You can lift your left knee up toward the sky to increase that hip stretch. And now as you inhale, straighten up your left leg. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. So right hip comes forward, left hip comes back. Back legs stay straight and strong. And you sink into your front thigh. Again, opening up these hips. These are some of the biggest muscle groups in our body. So energetically, releasing all this pent-up energy actually gives you more energy. Your body won't be so groggy, won't be so tired. Maybe you place your hands together, maybe you look up, maybe you sink lower. As you exhale, back knee comes down, your hands come down. Decide whether you want to tuck your foot or top of your foot into the mat. And as you inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, dip your hips. Inhale, reach. This time I'm going to give you a sky lantern, one of those amazing paper mache looking things with the candle that goes inside of it. I want you to picture that inside of your hands. I want you to take a marker now. I want you to write down everything you want in your life. All the things that you want to feel, all the places that you want to go, the people that you want in your life. The experiences, all of those things, everything you want, write it down all over that balloon. Maybe something for your family and friends. And now I'm going to give you a candle. You place it underneath. You're going to light that candle. We're going to let our arms separate and watch as it floats away. Becoming smaller and smaller, taken by the universe to be granted as a wish for you and those you love. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, plant your hands. As you inhale, left leg moves back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am amazing. I am letting go. I am a warrior. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Again, send the signal to your brain, all is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. And of course, everybody's favorite, let's get back into it. Chair pose. Sit yourself back and down. Look past your knees again. See if you can see your toes. This time, bring your arms up overhead. Palms come to touch. Bring your hands in toward your heart center. Take an inhale. Lengthen through your spine. Exhale. Twist to the right. Your left elbow outside of your right thigh. Or you can bring your arm, left arm across your thigh, and your right hand to your lower back so you can twist. Wherever you're at, bring your left knee back in line with your right. And now sit your hips below your heart. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, press your right hand onto your left. And that twisting action purges the toxins out of our body. Also helps reset the spine. As you look up past your right shoulder, press a little. And exhale, fold. Heel toe your feet about hip distance apart. Take your peace fingers and thumbs, wrap them around your big toes. Let your knees bend, chest comes to your thighs, and let your head fall to the ground. Here, we're just giving the heart a break. When the heart is above the head, it doesn't have to work near as much to pump that blood up to the important areas of the body, like the brain and the lungs and the heart. You can make this active as you pull with your arms, elbows moving east and west. Keep your chest attached to your thighs and work at straightening out your legs. You'll feel that stretch in the back of the hamstring. Or you can just hang out. Let the heart get the break that it deserves. We're also letting these happy hormones and the blood start to build at the tip of the spinal column. So you'll notice here in a minute why we call this the Xanax of yoga. Release your hands, stay in your fold, hands come up to your hips. Pull your belly button in towards your spine, and slowly, very slowly, head comes up last. Take yourself up. Oh, it's magical how that works. It really is. Step your feet back together, sit yourself back and down. So we're back into our chair pose. Arms come up overhead. Palms come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, once again, resetting the spine, purging the toxins out of the organs. Exhale, fold. Heel to your feet, about hip distance apart. And this time you're going to take the entire palm, place it underneath your feet, big toes tickling your wrist crease. Bend at your knees, chest to your thighs. Let your head fall. And again, you can make this active by pulling with your arms first, then starting to straighten your legs. Or you just hang out. You can even have your arms behind your knees. Just make this passive. Allow the heart to get the break that it needs. And this also helps tone the vagus nerve system in our body. The vagal nerve system is what controls that parasympathetic or relaxed side of the body. So the more we do this work, the easier it is to stay in that relaxed side. Start to release your hands up to your hips. Pull your belly button in toward your spine. And very, very slowly, like it's a game to come up last, take yourself up. Oh my goodness, I could do that all day. So let's move on with our practice. Step your feet together. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, lower down, half push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And rock your I ams once again. I am perfect just the way I am. I am happy. I am healthy. As you inhale, right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, swing your right foot forward, drop your back heel down, inhale up to warrior one for just a moment. Now we open up to warrior two. You can scoot your back leg back if you need a little more room. Back leg stays straight and strong. Your front knee out towards your pinky toe. And that'll help you sink in a little deeper, and you'll feel that stretch into the hips. That's what we're looking for. Arms up, look over your right fingertips, straight line from your middle finger to middle finger. Allowing the hips to open. Maybe you find a little deeper lunge. Feel that opening, allow that change to happen. So many times we fight the change as if change would be harder than where we are. Front palm spins up. As you exhale, come back to your reverse warrior. You can spin your right shoulder open, sink into your front thigh and reach. Feel that stretch in the side body once again. Now come back to your warrior two. Straighten out your front leg. And now reach for the front of your mat when you can reach no further. Hinge your hand to your shin, your ankle, or toward the floor. Keep your front leg straight and strong. So if you have to come up to keep your legs straight, that's okay. That's what we're looking for. So you can feel that stretch on the inner thigh all the way up. This muscle attaches to the inside of the hip. So it's super important for us to stretch this one, because a happy lower back and a happy lower body allows us to sleep. Reach with your left hand. This helps keep the spine nice and straight. We'll be here for just another few breaths. You can pull your right hip back into its socket. You'll feel that stretch increase. And now bend into your front thigh. Your right elbow can come up to your thigh. As you reach, now we're getting into some shoulder openers. This is where we hold a lot of the anger and resentment, the issues of the right now. Right hand comes down to the mat. Your left arm can come behind your back for a half bind, or you can reach underneath and go for a full bind. Wherever you are, just open your chest. Keep your chest off of your thigh. Put that power into your lunge and open your shoulders as you look up. And now release. Your right hand comes back down. The left hand comes back up. And now I want you to bring your left hand down. Back heel comes up. We're going to stretch across the body, just a counter stretch. Just waking everything up. Everything's nice and warm and stretched. Your right hand comes back down. Right leg moves back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am amazing. I am healthy. I am powerful. As you inhale, left leg up to the sky. Exhale, swing your left foot forward. Drop your back heel down. Inhale up to warrior one. And now open up to warrior two. So again, back leg straight and strong. Remember, this front knee likes to collapse inwards. So if you bring it out towards your pinky toe, you notice how you sink down a little further. And without fighting that, you allow those hips to open. Opening the inside of the right hip flexor, opening the external hip flexor on the left. Arms up, look over your left arm. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears as well. Let's let the tension go there. Maybe you sink a little lower. And now your front palm spins up. As you exhale, come back to reverse warrior. Open your shoulder to the left, sink in and feel that stretch in the side body. Now come back to your warrior two. And your left elbow comes down, right arm comes up. Remember to stay into your lunge. Now your left hand can come down. If you did it on the other side, let's do the same on this side. Your right arm comes behind your back. Open your shoulder up and spin open. You go for the full. Left arm comes underneath. Open your chest. Just another few seconds. And now left hand comes down. Reach up with your right. Right hand comes down. Back heel comes up. Now reach with your left arm, stretching across the body. Left arm comes down. Let's go for our last vinyasa. That's right, you made it. Left leg goes back, lower down, half push-up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Rock your I ams here once again. I am happy. I am amazing. I am healthy. As you inhale, heels up, look forward. Walk your feet up to meet your hands. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Exhale, release. Right, you made it through the sun salutations. So now we're going to move into some balancing postures. Super important to have balance in life, both in body and in mind. So remember, as we move forward, if you keep your back leg down, you're going to get everything you need out of your stabilizer muscles, I promise. So allow yourself to be in this, but also do for you. So again, express your choice. Do as little or as much as you want, and I'll give you some modifications or options as we move into this, okay? So step to the back of your mat. Hands come up overhead. Cross your thumbs. Take a step forward with your left foot. Your back heel comes up. And start to establish your balance here. Your front leg is going to stay straight and strong. And now start to hinge your upper body forward, parallel to your mat. Lift your right leg if you're ready for that. Remember, you can keep your right foot down, and you're still going to feel it. You can also bring your hands in toward heart center, which will help bring a little stability. And you can work on keeping your hips nice and square. Bring your toes down. You'll notice how they square off. As soon as you lift your right leg, the hip likes to stack. So work on keeping it nice and square. Wherever you are, even if the toes are down, I know you're feeling it. You're getting everything you need out of those stabilizer muscles. So let yourself be wherever you are. Lower your right foot down, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Arms come overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. And release. Take a step back. Let's do that other side. Feet together, arms up overhead. Cross your thumbs the other direction. Take a step forward with your right foot. Back heel comes up. Find your balance. And now lower your upper body down, parallel to the mat. And your left leg comes up. Remember, you can bring your hands in toward heart center for that extra stabilization. And if you want to square off your hips, remember you can put your back toes down. You'll feel them square off, so that way you can keep them right where they are as you lift it back up. Wherever you are today, honor that space. Just another few breaths. Now start to lower your left foot down, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive, arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. Look down to your fingertips. Once again, send that signal to your brain. All is well. I am safe. I am right where I should be. And release. Now take a step to the front of your mat. We're going to open up the hips again here, because of course these are some of the biggest muscle groups in our body. We have the thighs, and you have the abdomen. I can't word today. The external hip flexors, the glutes, all of these big muscle groups, hamstrings, quadriceps, all coming together in this area make it super important for us to open this area and release all those things that our body stores. Hands onto your hips, come to the front of your mat. Take a long step back with your left leg. Left legs, your back legs stay straight and strong. Arms come up overhead for a crescent lunge. Now you can press your inner thighs in together. You'll notice you can sink in a little deeper. It brings a little stability to your pose. Hands come together, hands in toward heart center. Take an inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist over to the right. Left elbow outside of your right thigh. And you can drop your back knee down here. You need a little support. Nothing wrong with that. That way you can exhale and twist, which is what it's all about. Getting a little balance, purging the toxins, resetting the spine. As you exhale, back knee down, drop your hands to the mat and work your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So your front foot parallel to the side of your mat, and your back leg top foot into the mat. We're going to stay here for a moment. I know, especially for us advanced yogis, we like to rush into these poses. Super important to warm into it. Focus, especially in the hip area, on just letting everything fall forward. A lot of times the body naturally tries to back off from a lot of these stretches, and we miss out on that. It's also important to check into the story that you're telling yourself. We're all telling ourselves a story, and that story that we continually run over in our head is what we experience. You can start to bend at your elbows. Maybe you bring your right forearm down, and if you can get your right forearm, your left forearm can come down. Now we just focus on our breath. Deep inhale, deep emptying exhale. Send your breath into that area that's tense and watch how it magically gives way. You find just a little more space. That's all because you're changing that story. You're focusing on the now. We can always focus on the suck, but then we just get more of that. Instead of focusing on the challenge, let's focus on the change. Slowly start to come up to your hands. Your right toes angle out to the right just a bit. Your right hand comes to your right knee. Let your hips fall forward as you exhale. Press your right knee away from you, lifting the inside of your foot up, and spin your right shoulder open. You'll feel this in the front of your left hip flexor. Again, your body will try to back off from this. Just allow everything to be focused on the breath. And notice when you let go, you find more room for growth. You find more space. Letting go sometimes is the hardest pose in yoga. Now slowly bring yourself back. Your right foot comes back in between your hands. And now we're going to go with full splits or half splits. So if you've got a full split, go into that. I'm super jealous. Congratulations. For those that are going into half splits like myself, front heel into the mat, toes back towards your knee. Your back foot can be top foot down or toes tucked, completely up to you. Toes tucked helps protect the patella just a little bit. Your back knee underneath your hips. Your fingertips to the mat so you can sit up nice and tall, shoulder blades together, protect your spine. And we'll be here for just a little bit. So again, check in with that story that you're telling yourself and just make your breath your focus. Breath really is presence. And the more we focus on, am I inhaling? And am I exhaling? Everything else just drops away. Pull your right hip back into its socket. You'll feel that stretch and crease, letting go of a lot of the tension inside of the hamstrings, stretching through the hip flexors, the IT band, the glutes, some of the biggest muscle groups in the body that really determine how comfortable we are while we sit, while we sleep, while we walk. Coming out of this pose carefully, plant your front foot into the mat, tuck your back toes. As you inhale, left foot meets your right, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan, down arms come up overhead. Hands come to touch. Inhale, heart center. And release. Hands come up to your hips once again. And this time, take a step back with your right foot. Back heel spiked up to the sky. Back leg straight and strong. Arms up. Press your inner thighs in together. Let yourself sink into your crescent lunge. Hands come together. Hands come in, heart center. Inhale, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, twist to the left. Again, you can drop your back knee down if you need a little support. So you can focus on the exhale, press and twist. Look up past your left shoulder. Again, taking care of all the spinal area and purging those toxins. Just making way for the new. Exhale your right knee or back knee down. Hands come down to the mat. Now work your left foot outside of your left hand. Your back foot, top foot onto the mat. Front foot parallel to the side of your mat. And again, we're going to stay here for just a minute as we allow the hips to open and instead of trying to shove them open. Remember that when you're in these areas, the more uncomfortable that it feels, the more you're actually getting from what you're doing, especially in these where you're stretching open the hips. This is where we're constantly sitting and walking. So these areas are highly used, completely taken advantage of. So the more we slow down and let this go, the better you're going to be, I promise. Bend at your elbows. Maybe bring your left forearm down. Maybe your right forearm comes down. And again, you focus on the change. You focus on the beauty that comes from just letting go and realizing that you're feeding you, you're nourishing your body. You made you important right now. Focus on your breath. Inhale. Deep emptying exhale. Fill up. As you exhale, find more space. Slowly come up to your hands. Your toes angled out to the left just a bit. Your left hand comes to your left knee. As you exhale, press your knee away from you, lifting the inside of your foot off of the mat. And you can twist and look over your left shoulder. Let your hips fall forward. You'll feel that into the front of the right hip flexor, stretching into that psoas as you feel it in the external of the left. And now slowly bring yourself back down. Your left foot comes in between your hands and come back to your half splits or full splits. So full splits, you go ahead. Half splits, front heel into the mat, toes back towards your knee, back knee underneath your hips. You can tuck your back toe here if you'd like to protect the patella a little bit more, or top foot down, completely up to you. Shoulder blades together. Pull your left hip in toward its socket. Feel the stretch increase. Toes back towards your knee. And while we're here, remember to focus on the breath. Don't hold the breath. Deep inhales and deep exhales. Continue to flow with your breath. Now coming out of the side a little differently. Plant your front foot into the mat. Your left hand comes inside of your left knee. Your left knee moves back, and we make our way onto our seat. You have now survived the standing series. Congratulations. All right, so wide leg forward fold. Not so much about being wide, because if you go too wide, you'll notice your hips roll back. We don't want that. You can bring your legs in. Sit at your sitting bones down to the mat. Press your knees down. Your toes come in towards your knees. Sit up tall, shoulder blades together. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, work your hands down to your shins. Maybe you stay here. That's fine. Maybe you move to your ankles, or maybe you move to the insides of your feet. Wherever you are, before you move any further, protect your spine. Sit up tall, shoulder blades together. Pull your belly button into your spine. Take an inhale. As you exhale, straight spine, hinge yourself forward. Avoid rounding at the back. It'll help too if you press your knees down and engage your hips, engage your thighs. It's called reciprocal inhibition. The more that you engage one muscle group, the other muscle group stretches and releases. With each inhale, you find space. And with each exhale, maybe you find a little more real estate. Slowly start to bring yourself back up. Keep your left hip leg out where it is. Your right foot comes in to your left thigh. Sit up nice and tall. Your left hand on your left knee. You can press against your left knee to square your shoulders off to your left foot. Right hand is the action hand. Take an inhale. As you exhale, right hand moves outside of the left shin, the ankle, or the outside of the left foot. Press your knee down toward the mat. And now again, hinge yourself forward. And as you pull with your right arm, you'll feel that stretch into the shoulder, down through the ribs and solar plexus. You feel this coming through the back, of the left leg. A beautiful cross stretch across the body. Slowly bring yourself back up. And now your right leg goes out. Let's bring your left foot into the right thigh. Sit up tall. Right hand onto your right knee. Press against your right knee. Shoulders come square to your right foot. Inhale, left hand. Exhale, move down the outside of your right shin, your ankle, and maybe you grab your foot. Keep your right knee pressed down to the ground so you feel that stretch through the back of the right leg. Remember to hinge yourself forward. You'll feel that stretch through the shoulder down into the solar plexus. Just another few breaths. Slowly bring yourself back up. And now, you're going to bring your sitting bones to the mat. Feet come to the mat. We're going to build a boat. So your hands behind your hamstrings, elbows nice and wide. This helps promote a long, straight spine. As you start to increase the distance between your chest and your knees, you'll feel your core engage. You can lift your shins parallel to the mat. Keep your core engaged. You'll notice that shake. That's neurogenics. That's exactly what we're looking for. We are looking for that shake. That is fear leaving the body. That's that excess energy. We don't need it anymore. Let it go. Fear does not serve us. Just like a cheetah after it hunts, like to shake it all free. Right leg over your left. Heels come in. Plant your hands. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. And come right back to your boat. It is up to you what type of boat you're in. Maybe you're in an inner tube like me. Maybe you straighten your legs for the speedboat. Maybe you take your arms out for the sailboat. Wherever you are, just let that shake happen. Fear is merely false evidence appearing real. It is a mental construct that does not exist. It does manifest itself in the body, but only when we allow it. Left ankle over your right, heels come in, plant your hands, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down, and one more again. Back to your boat. Whatever that looks like for you, it's not so much about the look, it's that shake that we're looking for, getting rid of that excess energy. Fear also stands for face, everything, and rise. Right ankle over your left, heels come in, plant your hands, inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower back down. Pull your heels in towards your hips and roll yourself forward. Now let's stretch the mid-body up, and these are two of my favorite stretches. So the first one we're going to go with is camel. Come up to standing on your knees. Your shoulders over your hips over your knees. Your toes can be tucked like me. This makes it a little more accessible. If you want to go at the tops of the feet, you can. That's just an advanced form. So to make it a little more accessible, I'm going with my tucked toes. Hands come to your lower back like you're placing them into your back pocket. Elbows come together. You'll feel your chest shine forward. You start to look up. Without letting your head drop back, you'll feel that stretch into the front of your throat, across the front of your chest. Keep your hips forward, elbows pressed in toward each other. Now you can let your head fall back when you feel comfortable. You can also reach for your heels. Press your hips forward. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Slowly, one hand at a time, bring your way out. And now let your hips sit down to your heels, knees come together. Let your hands just sit on your thighs here for a moment for hero's pose. You can close or soften your eyes. And while we're in this pose, I'd like us to think about all of those who came before us, those fallen heroes, our brothers and sisters at arms, who are no longer with us, but who have not in any way been forgotten. Lawrence Holgate, Jacob Schwartzman, and so many others of our brothers and sisters who are no longer with us. They are those true heroes. Sending all that good energy to the families, to those that we have lost. You start to blink your eyes open. And now Now moving into one called rabbit. So with rabbit, you're opening up the mid-back area across the back. You'll feel this into the chest too. So for those that this might be a little too much, your forehead can come down, your arms back, and just let your shoulders drop. You'll feel that stretch across your mid-back. If you want to go for rabbit, reach your hands back, grab your heels, thumbs out, fingertips in. Sit up nice and tall. Take an inhale. As you exhale, chin to your chest. Roll your forehead down to meet your knees. And now, super important, bring your heels together. Pull against your heels and bring your hips forward. Only slight pressure into the top of your head. And you get that by bringing your heels together. Pull against your heels with your hands and bring your hips forward. One of the most amazing stretches. Slowly lower down. Head comes up last. Excuse me. And now we need to decompress the spine after all of that. So plant your hands, step back to plank, I can't word, and press back to downward dog. Really concentrate on a flat, straight back here, shoulders away from your ears. Sitting bones facing the sun, like you're giving the sun the best view of yourself. You can work at straightening your legs as well. You'll feel that stretch through the back of your thighs. And you can walk your dog as well, left and right. Settle your heels, right leg up. Right knee comes to your right wrist. Let your heel stay just in front of your hip. Your back top foot can come down. And we're going to stay right here for just a moment. This is called half pigeon. So notice how your body likes to roll away from this. It likes to roll to the left. Check in and make sure that your hips are square. Both hips in that alignment to make sure you're feeling this in the outside of your right hip flexor into that IT band, stretching through the glutes. Now, if you want to make this or increase this at all, you can bring your shin parallel to the front of your mat. When you're ready, hinge yourself forward and down. Your hand or head comes to the back of your hands. I don't know what it is. I don't know why I can't word today. And check in with that story. Focus on your breath. Remember, we get what we feel, and what we focus on, we feel. It's important to constantly, day in and day out, check in with that story that you're telling yourself. Slowly bring your way up to your hands. Tuck your back toes. Press back to your downward dog. Now walk your dog out. Now you're feeling that stretch through the right leg. I needed that. I don't know about you. Settle your heels. Left leg comes up. Left knee comes to your left wrist. Your back knee comes down. Your heel stays just in front of your hips. Or for those that are trying to advance, move your shin closer to parallel to the front of your mat, and you'll feel this hip opener a lot more. And once again, warming into these poses is super important. Remember that for yourself when you're practicing on your own, please, to be gentle with your body. You can't shove that square hole or that square peg into the round hole. You need to make sure that you sand off the edges, turn it into a circle again. So let yourself warm into it. You can bend yourself forward and down. Head comes to the back of your hands. You just check in with your breath. Deep inhales. Deep emptying exhales. And slowly bring your way back up. Sit your left hip down. We're going to come out of this one a little differently. Swing your right leg around. And now, let yourself lay all the way back. Finally made it to that point everybody loves in yoga. The point of being on the floor. Apparently the chimes know that we're getting toward the end too. Look at that. Now one last little hip stretch open, and we're also going to take care of the internal organs because this is where 75% of our immune system lies. And we want to boost that right now, don't we? So pull your right knee in toward your chest. Right hand or both hands interlock over your shins. As you inhale, pull your knee outside of your rib cage. Now as you exhale, concentrate on your left shoulder staying down, your left heel staying active. You should feel this in between the right side of your abdomen and your right thigh, and also across the front of your left leg into that psoas area. Taking care of the ascending colon here. This is also called wind relieving posture, and it does everything that it advertises. Now keep your knee where it is. Your right hand comes inside of your right foot. Bring your ankle up over your knee. Now left hand stays on your left hip. As you exhale, you can use your arm strength here to pull your knee outside of your rib cage. Just another few breaths. Now release. Your knees come into your chest, reach over your shins, grab for your elbows, work your hips back down towards your mat, and then pull your knees into your thighs. Your knees into your chest. I cannot work today. It's so funny. You'll feel this in between your abdomen and your thighs, taking care of the transverse and sigmoid colon here. And also rock left and right for a little spinal massage. Who doesn't like a massage? Now release your right leg. Keep your left knee. Interlock your fingers over your shin. Keep your right heel active, your right shoulder down, and now pull your left knee outside of your rib cage. You'll feel that pressure between your left abdomen and your left thigh, taking care of the descending colon. Keep your right heel active, your right leg down, or your right hip down, right shoulder down. And now keep your knee where it is. Left hand comes inside. Bring your ankle up over your knee. Right hand stays on your right hip. As you exhale, pull with your arm strength. Left knee outside of your rib cage. For another few breaths here. We have two more simple stretches, and you are done. You made it. Release. Now bring your right knee into your chest again. Left hand outside of your right knee. Right arm moves out to the right. You can look towards your right hand. Keep your right shoulder down, and now let your knee fall to the left. Also check in with your knee. Notice how it likes to be up. If you move it down toward your other knee, you'll feel, there it is. There's that IT band. That's what we're looking for. That muscle that stretches from the glutes all the way through the outer thigh, into the hamstrings. Another few breaths here as we let everything go, resetting the spine, counteracting back bends, taking care of the toxins in the organs. Look up toward the sky, bring your right knee up, straighten out your right knee. Now left knee comes in, right hand outside of the left knee, left arm moves out to the left, look to your left, left shoulder stays down, let your knee fall to the right. Again, lower your knee down towards your foot. Oh, there it is. You found it. The lower your knee goes, the lower you feel the stretch. The higher your knee goes, the higher you feel the stretch. Left shoulder stays down. Now look up. Bring your left knee up. Straighten out your legs. And separate your feet about hip distance. Let your toes fall open. Let the backs of your hands come down. Palms face up. And this is the pose for which we practice yoga. This is actually a pose of contemplation and respect. Time for you to look back and realize all that you accomplished. And let everything else fade away. Celebrate those small victories in every way, shape, and form. Remember that you made you important today. You chose you. over your excuses. So give yourself a moment to scan through the body. Notice the forehead and jaw relax. Shoulders away from your ears. Release the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And with every breath, you feel yourself falling further and further into your mat, becoming heavier and heavier. I'd like you to picture yourself sitting on a beach. You hear the waves crashing in. You're sitting on this soft white ivory sand. You notice the blue, turquoise, greenish water. The birds playing. The wind slightly blowing as the clouds on this part of the cloudy, beautiful day just roll by. You look over to the left, you see a bottle. Inside of this bottle is a small scroll and a pencil. Now I want you to picture the bottle taking the cork out. And inside, a little scroll with a pencil. And on this list, it just says, what are you thankful for? I want you to write everything down that you're thankful for in your life. Maybe it's family and friends. Maybe it's those who have come before us, our brothers and sisters. Maybe it's those that we have by our side now. It could be the simple things, like the ability to walk, the availability of clean water. Write everything down that you are thankful for. And now roll it up. Put it back into that bottle. Place the cork on it. And stand up. You haul back. You throw the bottle as far as you can into the ocean. You watch as the waves slowly carry it away. Reminding yourself of what you're grateful for. It's like casting a beautiful spell on your own mind. It's a signal to the universe that you are ready for more because you are grateful for everything that you have. Remember, as we move forward into this new week, the past is history. The future is a mystery. Right now is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Be more rooted in the now, focused on the now as we create in the now. Start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes. Roll over onto your favorite side. Bring your bottom arm up to cradle your head. Knees come into your chest for your fetal position. Your top arm just rests on the mat. This is a pose of serenity, calm, tranquility, and security. You lived here for almost 10 months before entering this world. The body truly does remember. It's also a pose of nourishment, one that reminds us that we can give ourselves everything that we need because it already exists inside of us. And keep your eyes closed. Press your top hand into the mat. Come back up to your seated position. Your hands can rest on your knees, or you can bring your hands up toward heart center and let your chin drop to your chest. And this is a bow in honor of respect for you, for making you important. It's been an absolute honor. The light in me recognizes and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Well, again, thank you so much for joining me today on Memorial Day weekend. Please have a super safe and a very fun weekend. Remember that we do have these classes every Wednesday and Saturday morning for Warrior Flow. That's our level 2 try or total resilience yoga. And we also have, if you go to traumarecoveryyoga.org, we have classes every day of the week, virtual. These are all free for all of us right now as we're navigating this challenge. So from Warriors for Life America and myself, Leland Holgate, and also Trauma Recovery Yoga, we wish you the safest Memorial Day. Joyce, I love you so much. And our two that we lost, my father and your son, they really are our reasons for why we have taken our loss and turned it into blessings, and our pain and turned it into progress. So we thank you all, and we love you all. For all of you in our military and our brothers and sisters at arms, we love you to death. We hope you come home safe, and we miss you all that are gone. Have an amazing, amazing day, y'all. Namaste. Go have fun. Be safe.